One of the coins on this table is fake. Is it the gold sovereign from 2026? Look at this. When we pop it onto a Sigma, we get a reading in the red. And there are a lot of people really worried about this. Have the Royal Mint messed up? Have the Royal Mint made fake coins? No, the Sigmas, these absolutely incredible pieces of kit, they just need updating. And Trusty Metrics, the UK's exclusive supplier of these machines, are definitely on it. But nevertheless, these machines still are incredible. And I'm going to show how they caught a fake today in this video, because one of the items on this table is fake. Can you guess which one it is? Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here. Welcome to another Precious Metal Ramble where we have down-to-earth discussions about all things precious and shiny. Now, there is a fake item of gold or silver on the table. Can you guess what it is? There is a fake item here and we're going to show it being caught here on the Sigma. The Sigmas are an incredible piece of kit, and if you are interested in getting one of these, having watched this video, there are links in the description box below to Trusty Metrics' website, the UK's exclusive supplier. Not just the UK, they also supply all around the world. Fantastic company. And they've been having a bit of a hard time of it, shall we say, because of the new 2026 gold sovereign. I'll give you a quick clue as to what the fake coin is here on the table. It's not the 2026 sovereign, despite what a lot of people are worrying about, because when you take your sovereign, your brand new 2026 sovereign, and you pop it onto a Sigma machine, you'll see that you get a reading in the red. And I get why a lot of people are a little bit concerned, but let's just examine some of the cool facts here, shall we, first, quickly. These coins are brand new. We knew that the alloy was changing because the Royal Mint said so. They were going to go back to the yellow gold rather than the rose gold. They were quite secretive about what that alloy was going to be. And indeed, the Sigma team and the Trusty Metrics team were trying to get in touch with the Royal Mint to get an answer as to what that composition would be, so they could at least prepare the Sigma database. But alas, the Royal Mint didn't acquiesce to their requests. So Trusty Metrics are now in the process of sourcing these, but of course the bullion industry and world here in the UK is completely loggerhead, so it will take a bit of time, but Trusty Metrics on their own dime are getting some coins sent to the Sigma team in America. They'll analyze the alloy composition, which we kind of already know because there's a big bullion dealer, where's the little baggie gone? Here you go, Chards, who did a XRF test on the machine and found it to be 22 parts gold, or 22 carats gold, I should say, 1 carat silver, 1 carat copper. Now, here's an interesting tidbit. That alloy actually does exist already in the Sigmas. So if in the meantime you are buying these and you're worried about them, the simple fix is to use this setting on the machine. If we go down to Gold Britannia 1990 to 2012, and that is your magic setting for these coins. Now, you'd want to also put in the correct weight of your sovereign, and then on it goes to the Sigma. And you'll see, after a brief moment in that red, because that's just what the Sigmas do when they analyze the coin, we get a nice reading in the green. You can also back this up with a dimensions test as well to make sure that the coin you have is indeed fully genuine. And there we go, nicely, perfectly aligned within the green. Now, that is the easiest thing you can do, and there are a lot of people who are a little bit worried about some of their coins not testing right. It is what it is. The update will happen when it happens. These things are not uncommon. In fact, the Sigma team in America have been talking with the team here and Trusty Metrics in the UK about this. And it's not an uncommon thing. Every year there are new alloys of coins brought out. Some are more common than others in terms of alloys. They make better coins, the colors, the hues of coins, the durability of coins, all of these factors are at play. And it is important to remember that these things will be updated in time, and I will be the one to shout it off the rooftops when it does happen and show you how to update your Sigmas when that does happen. You should really be updating your Sigmas on a fairly regular basis anyway, because new coins are always added to the database, new settings are always added, tweaks are added here and there as well, and it's really important to keep them up to date. So well worth doing when the time comes, and I'll be making sure to share with that when it happens. So for now, at least you can all rest assured that it is not indeed a fake. But there is a fake here on the table. Oh, before we jump on any further, I do want to put a huge thank you and shout out for Cobra Stacker, because Cobra Stacker bought this coin actually from Chards. That's why we've got the little Chards baggie here. When we met Chards in London last week and Cobra was there, we filmed an absolutely incredible like podcasty, just precious metal ramble for a 40-minute precious metal ramble between me, Cobra Stacker and Chards. So well worth waiting around for that video to drop, which will be over this weekend. But it was a really fun experience, and a huge shout out to Cobra because he sent me this. I messaged him on like Sunday night going, dude, loads of people are freaking out over the 2026 Sovereign and you got one in person in Chards, and I didn't. I was stupid. I don't need one in my collection right now. And he was like, well, I'll send it to you. And you know, Cobra, you're awesome. So that is your Cool Kid Club phrase. Cobra may well have interrupted one of my videos last week by phoning me, but today the Cool Kid Club phrase is, Cobra, you're awesome. So please put that down in the comment section and I'll know you are cool. Now, in terms of the other fake item here on the table, I do want to just briefly touch over this. These Sigmas are fantastic at catching fakes, and I will narrow it down. It's one of the silver items. These golds, by the way, are still, some of them anyway, at the time of filming, are available on our website. Queen's Beast Beauties, all tested on the Sigmas, absolutely stunning pieces. Get them whilst they are hot. Links in the description box below. But these are not fake, they are genuine. But one of the silver items is. Now these Sigmas are really good at just being able to quickly blast through a whole bunch of different coins, and of course you can very quickly, basically they're a tool as to which you can then work out whether or not something needs a closer look. And here we are going to identify one of the, trying to multitask, very difficult, one of the fakes. Now there are loads of different types of coins out there, and I've seen pretty much anything and everything. When one of these items came through the Buyers Club, I kind of knew straight away something wasn't quite right with it. And experience is something that I will always say to you is a really important tool. And if it doesn't look right, if it doesn't feel right, then it probably isn't right. And these Sigmas are a great way to have that extra layer of protection, because there are actually, I've said all of that, there are some items where they come through and I'm like, is it? And then you put it on here and it is. Now, you'll see that this one is testing in the red. That doesn't mean it is the actual fake. It just means that perhaps we need to take it out of the capsule and pop it on. And we're a little bit closer into the yellow and the top of the green there. This is measuring 4 nines fine silver, and this is a 3 nines fine silver coin, as you can see on there. So that is perfectly normal to see that level of result. But when we take this here, this coin, is it the Boba Fett or the Mandalorian? It looks like Boba Fett to me. If we put him over here, this is supposed to be a 1 ounce coin, by the way. We'll just put this next to another 1 ounce silver coin. You know, it says 1 ounce silver up here. That was the alarm bell for me. We pop that here on the old Sigma, and we'll see immediately a very big difference in that. And what we'll do here as well, we'll take this one out of the capsule. I probably should have just taken it out anyway. Do you know what? It's actually not that bad of a quality. It's even worse quality now that I've dropped it. It's not a backyard bullion video unless I drop something. Good job it was the fake coin, eh? So it's not bad in terms of quality, but it is evidently just a big silver-plated item. There is no doubting that. And once again, when we put it on to the Sigma, we can see that it is reading well off the scale. If we're going to do a dimensions test, if this was actually silver, this is what the dimension should be. So you can see here immediately that is not the case. If we line that end up with the green, it should end up with the end of the screen. Not at all. So 100% not silver in any way, shape or form. I should probably have got a little knife out to scratch it and see, but I suspect it's either going to be brass or copper underneath there with silver plating. So very easy to test these things and see on the Sigmas. It's not a bad fake though. And that sort of brings me into the last final part of the video, which is talking again about the 2025 Sovereign and the fact that we have got security features. Now, personally, I'm not a massive fan of the reverse side of the security features with this hazing around the outside. I think it looks a little bit weird. I like the little hologram thing. That's fine. That can be on there. Just these little bobbles don't need to be there. The garter lettering around the side, yeah, it's okay. It's just, is it needed? I'm not sure it really is needed. There's a few reasons why I think that. First of all, there are a lot of really easy ways to test your gold. And if you're buying a bunch of gold sovereigns, it's definitely worth thinking about getting one of the Sigma machines from Trusty Metrics, because they're really, really good. They're worth their weight in gold in terms of how much potential hassle and savings that you will get from them. But also, these coins are, a lot of people say sovereigns are one of the most easily and commonly faked coins out there. I just don't think they are. I haven't seen, I mean, older sovereigns for key dates, sure, there will be some out there that will try for a numismatic fake, but they're really not actually that common at all. And is anyone going to bother and take the time to try and copy and fake a 2026 sovereign that will be a really good, honest fake like these silvers, other than the size of this one? No, I don't see that happening. But at the same time, the extra security features are a good thing in the grand scheme of things. They're just not great from an aesthetic design perspective, from my perspective. So if you're keen on the 2026 sovereigns, then look no further than Chards. They're not really sponsoring today's video, but they do need a shout out. It's a very, very good dealer. Big shout out for Cobra Stacker for sending me the 2026 sovereign to have a look at. And of course, the biggest shout out of all goes to Trusty Metrics, because their tireless work behind the scenes to try and sort out these problems. And I don't get it. And they are so hardworking. The team there are just incredible. They have gone to the nth degree and beyond to try ahead of time to get this issue sorted. And I even raised it with them like 6 months ago. I was like, what's going to happen with it? Because they're not going to test right. And they said, we're trying to work with the Raw Mint on it. I don't want to be a Raw Mint moaning video, but the Raw Mint could have been a little bit more forward with it. But I guess they're very secretive about their alloy composition of these types of things. So sure, whatever. But, you know, it's one of those things where a little bit of hatred going to Trusty Metrics over the Sigmas not being updated weeks only after the release of the coins, when nobody's seen them before, nobody's had the chance to analyze them before, is, in my opinion, just a little bit harsh. And I'll be the first to defend them and say that they are working massively behind the scene to get this sorted, and they will easily get this sorted. Now, I've just seen a little notification on my phone to say that a product is now out of stock. Somebody's bought one of these. The bull has just gone. So at the time of filming, we now only have the dragon and the unicorn in 1 ounce gold. And if you really are in the Cool Kids Club and you want to buy this, there is a discount code BYBCOOL, and that will get you free shipping. That's right, the mythical free shipping. Don't tell Lawrence over at Chards, because he will absolutely lose it. But I'm going to give you free shipping on these coins. And the reason I can do that is because I'm selling these as an intermediary for a third party. I've agreed a fee structure with them on this, and it's just my little way of making sure that we get fair prices for the gold. And at the end of the day, I don't do this really to make tons of money. I'm not making very much money at all on these as an intermediary, but it's nice to actually help somebody get a good price for them. So go and use the code BYBCOOL. I think at the time of filming, the only 1/4 ounce gold that's left is the 1/4 ounce lion. So do make sure that that one is also available if you want to get it. BYBCOOL for free shipping on all of them. Otherwise, that's it. Your code for the free Silver Britannia giveaway, which, yes, I know I haven't got around to filming the actual giveaway for last month's, but I will. We've got a super busy schedule this week for content. I mean, it's going to be like 6-7 videos this week. It's crazy. But that code is Cobra, you're awesome. Because Cobra, you are awesome. So thank you all. We'll see you on the next video. As always, please make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.